Hello, University of Phoenix students. This is Kenneth Johnson, um, better known my stage name, Chosen Drummer, um, also known as Keyboard Johnson. Um, I want to welcome everybody to another week. Another week. We have made it through the first week, um, talking and discussing about success. And we have covered a lot of things um, on that topic, being successful. So I am very excited and very happy about what's taken place and what has taken place thus far with this class. I'm excited on the things that we're going to be discussing, the things that we're going to be learning, the things that we're going to be covering um, on the next couple weeks. Um, but this week is another wonderful topic that many of us talk about or has talked about many times with friends, with family members, um, even with co-workers, if you will. So this week is an exciting week because we're covering um, two words that a lot of us um, may need help on. Um, Number one, not I'm sorry, not success, but self-esteem, and attitude. Now, um, I'm excited about these two words because I myself have um have battled with both of these words. Battle with self-esteem um, and attitude. And so I'm excited because there's still some things that I am working on when it comes to anger, when it comes to my attitude. Um, Now, first things first, I want to discuss and deal with and dig deep with this word self-esteem. Now, when you see this word, when you talk about this word, when you discuss this word with many people, um, number one, what do you think about this word, self-esteem? Many of us we talk about self-esteem, but we don't understand the word. Um, I love this word because I dealt with it and I fought with it. So I had to get to the place where my self esteem is where it's at now. Where my self esteem is right now, it hasn't been all the time. It took some time for my self esteem to get to the level that it's on now. Um, I will say this. Let me help a lot of us because, like I say, this is a word that a lot of us need help on. Okay, let's be honest with ourselves. Let the truth be told. A lot of us we need help with this word because watch this. There's people that has been around us. There's people that we have been interacting with. There's people that we have been conversating with. There's people that we are connected with, um, that talks about our self-esteem. What are you saying, Kenny? I'm simply saying they would say something like this. You'll never be nothing. You'll never amount to anything. You'll always be this. You'll always do this. You will always be the same person. You will always do the same thing. There will never be any type of increase in your life. So with that being said, let me help you. Self-esteem says I can do all things. Self-esteem says I'm greater than my ability. Okay. Self-esteem says losing is not an option. Self-esteem says I always win. Self-esteem says I am a champion. Self-esteem says that I am successful. Self-esteem says I can do anything if I put my mind to it. Self-esteem says no matter what the circumstances, no matter what the circumstances is, I am great. Self-esteem says that even though this class may be hard, but I am victorious. Self-esteem says, even though they say that I'm a loser, self-esteem says, I am a winner. I say that to say this. Our self-esteem, for a lot of us, needs to increase, because let me help each and every last one of you. Not only am I a student of Phoenix University, not only am I a musician, a great musician on the keyboard, playing the keyboard. Not only am I a great musician and playing the drums, one of the greatest drummers in the world. Yes, I am one of the greatest drummers in the world. And watch this. I had to build my self-esteem with doing that. Because let me help you. Let me tell you. Let me share a story with you all. When I was little, okay, when I was little, I might have shared this I did share this with in my first discussion with being successful. My sister, my oldest sister, and may she rest in peace. She used to molest me. Okay, talking about self-esteem. Follow me. She molested me when I was little. Okay, every time when I would go and spend the weekend with my father, and may he rest in peace. Also, every time that I would go and spend with my father, he would go to work and she would babysit me and my two brothers. So she would put my brothers to sleep first. And then she would spend time with me alone. So what happened was one night I fell asleep, and then I woke up to my sister doing sexual things to me. And I woke up and I said, "This is wrong. You can't do this." Well, brothers and sisters, and she replied, "Yes, but this is how family shows the love." Okay, I'm going somewhere with this. So I said that I was going to tell. She said, "No one will never believe you. No one will never believe you, because why nobody will believe you? Because you is nothing. You will never amount to anything. You'll always be a screw up. You will always be like our no good sorry daddy. Okay? Yes. Um she planted seeds in my life, and here's where my self esteem never grew. Instead of self-esteem growing, low self-esteem grew, because over the years she planted that seed, and over the years I allowed that seed to grow. Now let's look at this thing for a minute here. What happens when you plant a seed? You plant a seed, and then you nourish it, you feed it, you water it, you do the necessary things so that that seed, whatever that seed is, that seed can grow and be the potential that it was purposed to be. Okay. An apple, an apple tree can't grow to be an apple tree until it gets the proper nourishment. It can't grow unless it get the proper food, the proper feeding, the proper attention that it needs, so that it can fulfill its purpose. And his its purpose is to grow into that apple tree. An orange tree can't grow into an orange tree unless in that orange seed is being nourished, is being fed properly, so that it can grow to its potential. Am I helping anybody? So watch this. So watch this. I never grew. I always doubted myself. I always doubted myself. I always doubted myself. I always doubted myself, because I fed that seed that my sister planted in me, in my life. So over the years, growing up in middle school, going into middle school, going into high school, I wasn't very. I didn't love myself. I wasn't. I wasn't sure of myself. I didn't have that self esteem. Say that I can do this. I can do that. I'm greater than this. I'm greater. I'm greater. I have purpose. I have meaning. I didn't have that. I had low self-esteem until one of my teachers, my home ec teacher, high school, she pulled me to the side and she said these words, and I followed that. I kept that and I ran with it. She said, Kenny, losing is not an option. Quitting is not an option. Don't give up on yourself. You are somebody. That stayed with me. And then over the years, as I grew, as I got older, my self esteem got better, because I said that I always win. I never lose. I will never lose. I will always have the victory. Talking about self esteem, in order to have self esteem, number one, you first have to understand who you are. Phoenix University students, I want to help you. You first have to understand, first have to know and understand who you are. Number one, this is how you build self esteem. Let's look at how we build self-esteem. Let's build self-esteem, okay? Let's build it. Those of us that doesn't have it, let's build it, okay? I'm gonna help you build it today. Starting this class today, I'm gonna help you build self-esteem today. First you have to you have to know who you are, learn who you are, and understand who you are. Number two, you have to ask yourself, what was I created to do? What is my purpose as being on this earth? My purpose, the reason for me living is to be successful. The reason for me living is for me to be great. It's meant for me to be successful. It's meant for me to have the victory. It's meant for me never to lose. It's meant for me to be a champion. Let me help you understand. Okay, what does a champion does? Before a person becomes a champion. So let's talk about boxing. Those of you that watch boxing, the boxer, he builds himself, and then he gets to the point where he's ready for that belt. And so the person he wants to challenge, he wants to take that belt. I know I want a chance of that belt. So what does he do? What does he do? He prepare himself. He trains. He builds up and get ready for that championship fight. So he goes in. Watch this. He goes in and he fights. Um, and he fights when the odds are against him. Let me help you understand something. Self-esteem, watch this. Self-esteem is about fighting. Self-esteem is about fighting. If anybody agree with this, I want you to comment on this video. I can type it in words, but I choose to make this video. I choose to do this video for you all. Self-esteem is about fighting. You have to fight for this thing. You have to fight for this thing. Let me help you understand something. Let me help you understand. Let me help you understand. You are somebody. This is how you build. You are somebody. Losing is not an option. Quitting is not an option. Listen, let me help you understand. Can anybody agree with this? Will anybody agree with this? I don't know. I hope you do. But let me tell you something. Low self-esteem is a disease. Low self-esteem is a disease. Low self-esteem causes depression. Low self-esteem causes people to turn to drugs. Low self-esteem causes people to suicide. It has happened. But people, those of us that have self-esteem, nobody can tell you anything, because having self-esteem means being sure of yourself. Having self-esteem, it means being confident, trusting who you are. Now watch this. Now let's shift and talk about this word called attitude. This word that's called attitude. Many of us, to this day, I'm still working on my attitude. Watch this. Is it fair to say that your attitude is connected to your self-esteem? Is it okay to say that your attitude will affect your self esteem? Is it okay to say that your attitude will push people away from you? Your attitude, can we say that your attitude will keep you or will hold you from being successful? Watch this. Ask yourself this question. How many times have I missed out on so many great things because of my attitude? How many times have I missed so many great opportunities because of my attitude? How many relationships have I messed up because of my attitude? How many jobs have I messed up or missed because of my attitude? Because my attitude wasn't in the right place. How many jobs I've lost because of my attitude? So if you tie attitude and self-esteem, if you put two and two together, they're a perfect match. Because watch this, if your watch this, if your attitude isn't in the right place, then there's no room for you to have self-esteem. If your attitude is in the wrong place, then there's no room to have self-esteem. Because anybody that has self-esteem will have the right attitude. The right attitude causes great self-esteem. The right attitude calls high self-esteem. The wrong attitude equals to low self-esteem. The right attitude equals to high self-esteem. See where I'm going? But see, we don't want to have a low self-esteem, because you have low self-esteem, you start doubting yourself. You have high self-esteem, you say, I can do all things. There's nothing that I can't do. Right? So I'm excited about digging into these two words. I'm glad that we're talking about this, we're discussing this, because it's a great discussion, and I want to encourage each and every last one of you that has problems with your self-esteem. Listen, losing is not an option. Quitting is not an option. I want to challenge each and every last one of you, because those of you that's dealing with this word, that's fighting with this word, listen, I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you to do this exercise. I still do this exercise to this day. That's why I wake up in the morning. No, I am successful. I am great. I have purpose. I have meaning. I love me. I'm a successful man, and I'm grateful because my attitude is in the right place. Great things happen because my attitude is in the right place. If your attitude isn't in the right place, then guess what? Great things can't happen to you. If your attitude is not in the right place, guess what? You will always lose. Then you will always lose, because your attitude isn't in the right place. So, encouraging each and every last one of you, ask yourself, where is my attitude? What is my attitude towards this class? What is my attitude towards my assignment? What is my attitude towards being successful? What is my attitude towards my work? What is my attitude? What is my attitude when it comes to me? Do this exercise for me, with me, every morning. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, I am a champion. Tell yourself, I always win. Tell yourself, losing is not an option. Tell yourself, quitting is not an option. No matter what, I will always have the victory. Good luck this week.